You banished it. Nice.
So, it's been beat up on Lunar Day again.
Well, at least it isn't beat up on Aura Day. Now I actually have ranged weapons.
As you just banished that creature.
Yeah, I'm looking
I
for survivors.
collapse.
As that happens, you see large ghost visages of chains kind of like appear wrapped around the tree. As you banish this creature, they shatter. Suddenly the air starts to clear, and Uruk, you shake your head and you remember your friends. And you wonder, where the hell is that large white minotaur?
What the fuck happened? Lunar! He immediately picks Lunar up.
Yep. You do remember essentially everything that happened up to this point, though. Like, during the quote-unquote flashback.
Most curious.
Curiouser and curiouser.
As Uruk, you are now in your right mind.
Aha!
Cleric's OP?
Cleric's OP.
Cleric's finally at a job that it's great at.
Are you okay?
I'm dead! Ouch,
Shots
first of
fired.
all.
It's not really that. Considering what we've had to deal with. This is Cleric's job, man.
Clerics are good with undead.
That is a fact.
I'm good with
No.
everything again that doesn't have fire resist.
Yeah. So Uruk, yes, you look around and you see all your friends looking a bit concerned from you still, but
Besides
You do
Lunar, who
remember
is
them.
kind of going mad
yeah.
again. I really need to get willpower. One way or another.
Yeah, so Uruk, do you want to say anything to anyone as you are now kind of realizing what happened?
Welcome back, buddy.
He's just... That same feeling of sadness and confusion is still on his face, though now it's mixed with more of a concern for his friends as well, as he just sort of glances up at the tree every little bit.
Which is still dead.
And are we still back in this weird, twisted dimension?
Nope. Everything is... Essentially, you are now standing where you fought the Minotaur. Everything is back to what you remember.
So was the Minotaur a figment of our imaginations?
You don't know. But Uruk...
So you're
Is there a roll I can make to find out?
Well, not necessarily. As Uruk, you see a ghostly visage of your father and Gaia. You can't hear any. You do see them talking, but you can't hear anything they're saying, and they start to head out of the village.
Are there graves still there that he put at the base of the tree?
They are, but they appeared. They didn't appear to come from the grave, but yeah, you do see the ghostly visage.
You see Uruk just sort of meditate for a second at the graves. You see him pull a necklace out from under his thing. It's his bear totem. He puts it on the grave of Gaia with one big sigh. I think I've had enough of this place. And I pick Lunar up and start carrying him.
Yeah, he's not doing well.
Does Yorick now also remember the that I told him about the fire thing?
He remembers everything.
Okay.
So essentially, remembers everything from the point that you re-met him. You know, when he didn't know you. He remembers all of the flashback thing.
Pyre wants to make a perception check.
All right. What are you?
Are
trying
there
to look
any
for?
glass baubles that would have liquid filled
Nope.
in them
Nope.
around this area
Nope.
that someone probably dropped?
Nope. I know what you're looking for, but as Uruk, Uruk still has it, essentially.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just making sure that we didn't
Yeah.
end up dropping that potion anywhere.
Uruk, as you're walking away, everyone, I'm assuming, kind of following after you.
I'm actually walking. That's a very important thing. I'm actually cradling Lunar like a little baby.
You all see
As I'm going mad.
You all see a figure sort of standing in the snow. You all kind of shake your heads like, oh, is it another illusion? No. There is a sort of bright light behind the figure. As you kind of cover your eyes, the light dims down. You see a long, flowing white beard. You see the face, one of the eyes has a heavy scar over it. And you see a figure clad in fairly heavy armor.
Or you just go.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that is not out of character.
You can't see too much of the figure as it is kind of clad in the darkness from the light behind it. And you hear a voice call out, "Ulrich, child, there is one thing you must do before you leave the village.
Anything.
Follow your love, and you will find him." As you see, the figure kind of motions over to the ghosts, who are essentially running through the same routine again.
I follow. Still. This time, though, I do set Lunar next to the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then I follow.
Alright. The figure
Should I heal you, Lunar?
The figure kind of looks at all of you. You should follow your friend.
And you are...
I'm a
You get such a look from Eric this time. It's just like, I'm done.
I'm fucking done with you.
Yeah. As a gust of wind picks up, the figure disappearing with it.
Traveler in Thorn one day. That's an impressive statement.
So you follow
Okay,
the figure.
so I understand who this Thor person is. Who was that guy? Was that couldn't be Thor, could it?
That was his father.
That was Big Daddy Odin.
Thor and Odin.
Well, no, that was Odin.
Well, when you said big flowing with beard, it's like, okay.
Big flowing beard, scar across one eye.
Over the eye. Yep, Odin.
Yeah.
As soon as
Now,
he said
technically-
scar, I'm like, that... Because
Yeah.
he's like, okay, white beard, a lot of gods can have a white... Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And again, you do specifically follow Thor, but Odin, father.
Well, yeah, I
thing.
do follow the pantheon in general,
Oh, yeah.
but Thor is the
More
one
specifically Thor.
Thor is your patron god, but that doesn't
Yeah.
mean you
It's
can
like-
ignore the
It's
other
like
ones.
it's like if you worshipped like Athena and then Zeus showed up to you, you would still be excited, essentially.
Oh,
Exactly.
If Zeus showed
Yeah.
up to me, I'd be a bit worried. just saying.
You are my daughter.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
that's true. Anyways,
Because
she's a female.
Zeus.
yeah,
Because
Thor's a weird. Zeus is a weird motherfucker. Anyways,
So I did
Okay.
get the Traveler to come
in
to
fact,
me.
he probably showed up to me
Oh,
either
yeah.
as a bull or a swan. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
so yeah, Lunar, you kind of understand that the figure in the tree probably was the Traveler, but you kind of shake that off. I was like, nah, must have been a hallucination.
Nah, it couldn't have been.
So, do you all follow Ulrich? As he following?
Oh
these
yeah,
ghosts?
I'm following
Oh,
Eric.
yes. And
Alright,
again,
Rick.
Lunar, would you like to
Yep.
be healed?
Yes.
All right, I'm just
So,
gonna
I'm kind of
heal
bleeding
him.
out of the eyes
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah, it was kind of. There's still like a bite mark from the skull around his neck. Ulrich, as you and everyone else follows you, the ghosts go down a path that you have only ever gone down once. You remember when you were still a hatchling, still very, very young. You once,
By like
you know,
6 months young.
yeah, like a child. You were one of the children playing with some of the other children in the village, and they dared you to go down this path because you were told a few times that you should never, ever, ever
All
go
right.
down here.
So you are healed
I'm
by
tough.
11.
Yeah. As you travel down this path, it's quite a bit of a walk, a very sort of treacherous path. But you do eventually come to a cave opening, which you remember this is about as far as you got, and your father, your stepfather, stopped you and brought you back to the village.
I continue down.
All right, as you enter, it's very dark, but eventually lights come on, torch lights, and you see a massive gaggle of roots. Most of them are bigger than all of you. you kind of understand where you are. You are directly under the village where the roots of the tree are. You see a small shrine to Thor. It's broken and in a lot of misuse, as it has been quite a few years. But as you look up, you see something quite familiar. You see old, dying and decrepit, roots through parts of its body, wrapping around others. The white minotaur.
You know, I had a thought that this thing was a Yggdrasil, but nah.
It's a lot. The minotaur, notably, is a lot smaller than when you first met him.
Yeah.
As you all kind of enter, you see its form, which is very decayed and old. It shifts slightly, and it looks at you, Ulrich. You notice it's not quite as ghastly as when you fought it the first time. There are holes in it, but it's mostly rotten and broken. You do see that it does have eyes, and it's, you know, like more so a normal, just bigger minotaur.
Yeah.
It looks at you, Ulrich. Sky Warden.
Well, this is an interesting turn of events that I was not expecting today.
It has been quite many years since I last met you.
Yes.
You have learned a great deal since then. As you see, the form kind of struggles to sit up a bit more, but is not allowed by the vines and roots.
I can fix that.
Don't murder our friend.
I take out the claymore and start hacking away at the roots, trying to free him.
You don't get far, as in you can barely scratch one of the roots. The Minotaur chuckles a bit. Yeah, it's no use, Sky Warden. Nothing will get me out of this, except, well, death. He looks down at you. Tell me, Sky Warden, what have you learned from your trek?
I've learned that not everything may be as it seems. I've learned that my life and the tribe was maybe not as idyllic as I remember it. And also I remember, as he then looks back to all of his friends, you can almost swear you see a tear, but no, that couldn't be. As he looks up and says, I have I will never forget my real family ever again after that.
The Minotaur nods. The Minotaur nods. You know, Ulrich, we're not much different. You gain... The bonfire is immediately snuffed out, by the way.
Aww.
You, Ulrich, got power from a higher place to help you avenge your people. He kind of tries to raise his arm, which you can see there are vines piercing and all throughout, as I once did. Unfortunately, only one being would listen. Bahamut. He granted me power to avenge what your tribe did to my people. And as you can see, this is how he repays me. But you now know why it had to be this way. He shifts a bit. Ulrich, I ask you one favor.
If it's within my power, I shall try to grant it.
Grant me peace. Let me pass on. He won't allow it, but with you, I can finally be free.
As he draws out the hammer, he just looks at it for a second. May you find peace in wherever you believe. As he just, with all of his might, throws it.
Just as you're about to throw it, the Minotaur nods. May Thor be with you, child of Odin.
And I'm throwing that hammer with all of it. I'm trying to create a thunderclap.
Yep. As it connects with the Minotaur, there is a massive, deafening, blinding burst of light. Ulrich, you are thrown back several feet to your party.
Ah!
Yep. As all at once, because this is all different things, one moment, as the Minotaur disappears fully and utterly when you all are able to see again. The vines curl and twist a bit, and you see life start to be breathed back into them.
Well,
As a smile just comes across his face as the hammer returns.
Yeah.
Puts it,
I'd walk up and put a hand on his shoulder. Just solidarity.
he puts his arm around you, drags Lunar into.
You can't escape.
Myra
Nope.
gives Pyre the mom look and points to Yorick.
You are not prepared.
Yes, I sneak attack hug you.
I walk cautiously.
Group hug!
And I guess I don't know.
You're getting
He looks
caught in
at
this.
Uruk.
Get in here, Pyre.
Yeah.
Even you.
I can just imagine Pyre looking up, looking at the ground, kind of kicking the dirt, and there's you two, Pyre like a child, yay, and hugs them all.
You do feel a little. You do feel a little bit of the talons sinking in, but it's more just a reminder.
It's like, he does care!
Yay, friendship. So
Also,
we're on
GM,
one
we're
stand.
going to have to talk about things because something just happened with Lunar.
Ooh, alright. Does he have feeling for Uruk? No.
Well,
You wish to join the
Maybe.
wing pile!
wait until Lunar's female, then the question is
Oh my.
maybe.
Oh my. Anyways, so
Or about
do you
as
want to
much
know?
as
You're
Lunar
not-
can.
You keep saying when you're
yeah, you are all now standing in the quiet sort of shrine, hugging like a big old family.
Personally, Uruk's a bit young for me. Just saying.
Yeah, I understand.
So, what is the plan, good folks? As we are now officially done the Uruk arc,
Want to start the Lunar arc?
or well, maybe you'll all see because there's still quite a bit to do.
There is.
But yes, we are now officially done Uruk's sort of backstory arc. Everything I feel has been wrapped up quite nicely.
Yeah.
I will take the parchment that Spirit gave me and write on it, and say everything with the Minotaur's been taken care of, and just and a secret thing where he sort of writes it down and folds it and just.
As you do, the piece of paper poofs into smoke.
Lunar knows. Lunar understands secrecy, and in this case, Lunar lets you.
So, do you all stay here for a while, head back? Do what now?
I don't want
back
to be
to
in this
Spirit.
place anymore.
Head back to
Alright.
Spirit because fuck being in this place.
As you all head out up from this caves, and as you do have to go kind of through the center again. As you do, you see the tree is almost immediately at full health again. Green leaves, beautiful bark, it's all back to essentially normal. The village is still kind of not smoldering anymore, as you can see. Any remnants of the buildings are all covered in snow and ice. Uruk, you do see your father, the old man Minotaur, the human Minotaur, Gaia, and a few others standing at the tree, waving you off as you all leave this cold, forgotten village.
So,
And I say under my breath, may Valhalla find you.
so Uruk, I heard that there were ice giants nearby.
That
You
was
don't know anymore. That
Frost
was quite a
giants.
while ago.
a very long time ago. There still could be, but I don't know.
Could always just go and check. Hell, they might have left bits of their clothing in their fortress if they have.
I don't need a belt right now. I do still want to find one, but my purpose for needing it.
And you do still have the potion as well.
My need for the belt has diminished, though. I do still wish to find one time at some point.
And you know where one is, but...
Yeah, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to risk my life and my family. My friends.
So as you all kind of head back, somewhat in silence, as big emotional stuff just happened, you do eventually come out of the snow back to the Golden Temple, where you see Spirit and Terra are waiting for you, standing outside of it. Oops, not creating a page. So, what you do is they meet you about halfway to the temple as you all are coming in.
Give Terra a sour face.
Gianna, is everything okay?
Yes.
Opens mouth, closed mouth. Opens mouth, closed mouth.
You see Spirit. You see Spirit kind of nod. Spirit nods and place a hand on Terra's shoulder.
Do you mind if we stay today?
She, stay as long as you need to, my friends.
And I'll whisper something to Terra again.
Alright. I'll bring it to the temple once again.
Give me a second. Yurik would
He
hear
again
this.
looks at you very cautiously and strangely, are you're sure? Really?
Nods.
All right. And you see Terra suddenly, two giant earthen fists, both clonk Lunar on the head. And he falls backwards unconscious. Spirit looks at Terra like, what did you... He asked me to. All right.
I just sigh and drag him off to a side room.
There's only so much that Lunar's dealing with at the moment.
Yeah.
He is not dealing with this.
Yeah,
well.
so after you all kind of hang out here for the rest of the day, rest of the night, because it is kind of the next day, but you all rest here for quite a while, recuperating, kind of emotionally recovering as well.
Lunar's not getting out of that room for at least 24 hours.
Yeah.
Pyre wasn't around when Terra was young, was he?
No, you weren't. I don't think... No, Myra was, though. No, Myra wasn't. No, yeah, Myra was kind of there.
Myra was for the end of it.
Yeah, for
Pyre
the very
was
end.
not.
Yeah, Pyre. So you've never met young Terra.
Oh.
You've only met current Terra.
Yeah.
Flirting ahoy.
No.
Well, we should make plans to go back to Omadon first. And then we'll go to the Orphans to deal with the Cult of Evil Earth before they can get their hands on Terra.
Yeah, as this is happening, Terra, she comes over to you, Ulrich, and kind of shyly hugs you a bit.
I hug back.
She again seems very shy about something. She's like, Ulrich, can I ask you something in private?
Sure.
Another member of the wing pile.
She essentially looks back, makes sure Spirit isn't looking. Which Spirit, she tells you, Myra, that she doesn't know, which might be a while. She has to adjust to everything.
And Lunar has been weird as fuck with her.
So Terra essentially asks you, one moment as I check something. Terra essentially asks you, Ulrich, can she test how strong she's gotten, essentially?
Oh,
sure.
I was hoping.
All right. So she essentially is gonna you try to push each other over, and I want to see exactly what the number is for this.
Yeah, I slapped myself a couple times, worked myself into a rage just so she can get the best thing.
Best bang for her buck.
All right, and she kind of focuses. So I need you to just make a strength check.
Okay.
You have
Which I am
this.
surprisingly not super strong for a barbarian, but
No.
Yep.
Well, you have what, like an 18 or 20?
But you
I have a
advantage.
Really? Only 16?
That's kind
and
of why you
of
want.
course I rolled like that.
All right. Let's see how strong.
And you get blown back into a wall.
I messed up. That should actually be a 24.
All right.
Okay.
As you see, she focuses, and with one hand, boom, and you kind of go flying back a bit, Uri. And she's like,
You slash.
sorry.
You smash into my room.
Bonk. Like, sorry.
Seeing this,
Was
seeing
this inside?
I just start laughing my ass off.
Well, he doesn't go through the wall because it's all like
I
solid
said door.
It's fine.
Well,
Don't
that
worry.
works.
I can handle it.
Yeah, she like runs up and helps you up.
Was
That's
this-
fine.
I'm just clutching my sides in laughter.
I don't know my
Lunar's
strength
eye is
sometimes.
open. It's like, God damn it! I was waiting for this.
Did the rest of us get to see this?
Yeah, you all kind of saw this as Ulrich went flying.
I meant to do that.
Pyre would
Don't
step
lie.
forward and like inquire as to what was going on.
I was testing out a new flying technique. Yeah. Backwards and wings down. Not going to do that.
You just see me like looking at you very amusedly. Smirk on my face. You
So-
know,
Yurick, if
you know I
want to
saw
learn-
everything.
Yurick,
You know,
Yeah.
if you
ever
want to
wants
test
to
your
learn how
strength,
to lie, come to me. You're really bad at it.
Mm.
And
So-
pass out again.
Yeah, so
I-
after...
if you really wanted to, I could give it a shot. If
Oh my god.
since Urk is evidently not a challenge.
Pyre, this is not how you.
And you see-
seduce a
You see Tara get a bit of a smirk. Well, I mean, if you don't think Uruk's strong enough, and she cracks her knuckles very loudly. Do you want to test to see how strong you are? And she gives you a little smile.
Oh yes, and Pyre will start casting polymorph.
As soon as you do, I interrupt your casting.
Why would
Like-
you do that?
You're starting to do your thing.
Here's the thing.
and then I
Polymorph
just,
would. No, here's the funny thing. Polymorph would take an action as you were starting to say the incantation.
One step. Punch.
Nope. Plus, it should be plus 10.
and he whispers to you, "Now we're even."
Ooh, only a 13. Well, since you were not focusing, you're trying to cast something. You feel two hands around your arm, and she essentially like flips you, like judo flips you, and you go flying into the statue.
Would I get
And then that's when he
bonus
walks
stat?
over, whispers, "Now we're even."
And now I just fill up.
It interrupts your casting a bit.
But wouldn't that been like a grapple check or something?
Well, no, because you were trying to do a spell.
Still.
You were
What
focusing
you should-
on, I'm gonna do this.
Lunar will say this.
Do I still get my spell off?
I don't know why you would want to.
If you guys would please stop flirting in such a way that sends people into loud objects or me, that would be glorious.
Because
Aren't you supposed to be asleep?
I'm trying to be.
You got knocked out. What are you
giant
doing?
ape form would give me
Blame him!
+9 to
I would point
athletics.
at Yurik.
That's fair.
What would your strength be as the ape?
23.
It would be still less than hers.
I know, but she was wanting to test out her strength. My athletics would be a
Yeah,
+9, so it'd be
she
real
thought
close.
she thought you were ready, but you were not, and she tossed you into a statue.
would I be able to still continue on with my polymorph?
If you really want to.
Yes, I would.
I would see him turn into a great ape, flag down Yurik, and head outside. There is no place.
Uh,
I'm assuming you hold Pyre.
Except for he's not a person, he's a beast
Well,
then. He's not
before-
humanoid.
Before he gets the polymorph off, he would need to make the check.
Wisdom.
Nope.
As you suddenly freeze in place.
Against the wall.
Yeah, well, no, you still fall. But you're like a statue, essentially.
When are you gonna learn to behave? This is a sacred place.
I'll look to the various wreckages in the room.
Well, everything's still fairly intact. It's very solidly built.
Yeah.
Not able to really move his lips.
This is too funny.
So,
Not able to move his lips, he'll go, what's wrong with a family spot?
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
if you want my help with her, you just don't turn yourself into a
I
ape. It's
wasn't trying to flirt, I was trying to help her train.
There's not a lot of rooms, Lunar. It's a very sparse temple.
Fire.
Yeah. So,
I released the hold person spell.
yeah, after some antics and a lot of rest and recuperation, you guys do. Tara asks a few of you if you can help her spar.